What is up, Shark Bites? Welcome back to another video. My name is Sharkilly, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk. I want to preface this video by saying I am a bit sick, and you can probably tell from the way my voice sounds. I'm very sorry if that bothers you. You do not have to watch this video by any means, and hopefully you can come back to one where I don't sound as dying. But if you're not familiar with Let's Talk, this is basically just a series where I ramble about a specific topic relating to something I enjoy for about 10 to 15 minutes is probably how long these videos will typically be, but I've only made one video before this, so honestly, who knows? So, what is today's discussion going to be about? Well, the game of today's topic is actually Genshin Impact. Specifically, I wanted to talk about the filler patches of Genshin Impact. I do think it's important to talk about filler patches specifically in the context of Genshin Impact, just because people will define it differently per game, and a filler patch in one game may look slightly different from another game just because of how they operate. So, while overlap between the filler patches might exist, it's still going to look a little bit different in Genshin from other games, and it might even be a bit more frequent depending on what you play. So, what is a filler patch in Genshin Impact? People generally define a filler patch in Genshin Impact as a patch where there is no main story or regional expansion, basically a lack of major content in the game, to the point where people might also refer to them as dry patches. Dry patches will still feature a major event, but otherwise will lack in novel content and gameplay. So this sounds kind of depressing, right? Why would you get so excited about a patch where there's hardly anything to do? Well, there are some people who claim that filler patches are a great time to catch up in games like these that have been out for an extended period of time and have a lot of content released already. There are many newer players and even older players who just don't play often who will have time to catch up on the content in the filler patches. But obviously, the cons of the filler patch is that people will have less to do if they are already done with major content, or they've done all the stuff they want to do and now there's nothing else in the game that they want to do. In my personal opinion, I believe that filler patches can be good, but they need to have more to them than just a major event. There needs to be something to look forward to besides your daily logins that just takes about 10 to 20 minutes. Filler patches are very dry in Genshin Impact and poorly executed, and I find it very hard to log in during this time period even if I have stuff to do. That's my opinion, but if you like filler patches, that is perfectly fine. I'm not gonna attack you for it or anything. I just think that when you are a company as huge as Hoyoverse, there's definitely more you could do with your patches every time than just the bare minimum, if that makes sense. That's just what I think. So, I do say that I think filler patches could be better and could contain more novel content. So, what are my suggestions for how to make a filler patch a little more engaging and interesting? Well, one thing that I think of is we could have more small events that feature small stories with important, maybe playable characters in the game, or maybe even NPCs that people like from the major world quests. Like, I do know a lot of people adore Jet, and she is so popular that I think she got a White Day art, and that was really cool. But yeah, just important characters being featured in smaller events would probably make people more inclined to play them, and they would be more interesting and not just NPC dialogue vomit. I think a good example is actually what we did have recently. I think they were called, it's like the anecdote event, where you could go around the map and find the characters to talk to. I think that was a really cute idea and a really nice concept, and I hope to see more like that. I do think that there was a bit of a issue with when they decided to release the event, just because of the issue with the English voice acting. I feel like it made it a bit less immersive, not having those voices for people who play in the English version. But other than that, it was a pretty solid idea. Just the timing was not the best. Now, we could also consider how Genshin has a lot of lack of quality of life features, and if they were to implement these features and change some of the not core mechanics, but major mechanics of the game that inhibit progress and change them, it could probably incentivize players to just play the game and enjoy it, even if there's nothing totally new to engage in. I think having that quality of life just makes the game more enjoyable to play regardless. Sorry, I struggled to get my words out there. But yeah, they could also implement unique ways to spend resin that are temporary, but they can return in future filler patches as well. Like, you know how you have the boosted rates for ley lines and Mora? They could do something like that, but if they don't want to get rid of their thing where you can only farm specific weapon or talent materials on a specific day, you could have a special event where you run all 3 regional talent books at the same time with boosted rates. And that would probably incentivize players to play, because I'm pretty sure that right now that's just locked behind the Stellar Reunion. You could also do something like combine Mora and experience ley lines with boosted rates, and I think a lot of people would go for that. It's a bit more generous than the usual, I think they're called like ley line overflow events, but I don't think it would hurt really. I don't think it would cause a problem if it's as long as it's still kind of balanced. Now, the last suggestion I have has actually been done before, and that suggestion is to make a long-term event for the patch where previously made regions are brought back, but the chests are in totally different areas. I think this would make for a great opportunity to explore an area that hasn't been touched in a while, but with some different twists and turns. It might be kind of hard to develop, but it's not like Hoyoverse is a small indie developer. Let's be real here. And I definitely think they could pull it off for at least some of these dry patches, because they kind of did do that before. If you think back to, I think it was 2.5, there was an event centered around Enkanomiya where they basically had the Enkanomiya map, but the layout of the chests and puzzles were different, and there were like different kinds of puzzles. So I think they could do something like that more often, and it would be really nice because people could have that nostalgic feeling while also getting lots of rewards out of it and having something to do for a long time when they log in, and not just, you know, their dailies and the basic things. So that's what I think about these dry and filler patches. Just my ideas, suggestions, just a bit of rambling on the topic. I would love to hear what you guys think about these dry patches. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Are you just neutral on them? Don't really have an opinion? That's fine too. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about filler patches right now in Genshin Impact. But I do want to give another update regarding the game in relation to my channel. I just wanted to say that I don't know how often I will be uploading Genshin Impact content in the future, at least for the time being. I just haven't been as interested in the game, and I don't want to make content that is inauthentic, because I want to make content where I have fun and you guys can have fun watching me. I'm very sorry to anyone who that might disappoint, but I do hope you'll still stick around if you are interested in any of the other games that I play. I do have Wuthering Waves videos coming up, and I am also getting more into Zenless Zone Zero. So if you like that game, do subscribe if you're not already. And yeah, just in general, if you liked the video, maybe leave a like. You don't have to. I mean, just viewing the video is more than enough. But yeah, I greatly appreciate you guys being here. If you want to interact more with the Shark Bites community, I do have a Discord server linked in my description. and you can join that. And I also just have my other socials on Tumblr and Blue Sky linked in the description as well. I also, oh my god, why is this old guy like sneaking up on me? I don't like that. Okay, yeah, and I also have a Twitch linked in the description for when I occasionally stream on there instead of YouTube. I also have a channel membership if you are interested. There are 2 tiers with their own exclusive perks, and if you have the means to support me and would like to do so, just press that join button besides my name on the video, and you'll be set. I do want to take a moment to shout out my channel members, Islatail, Nini, and Alisand. It means so much to me that you guys have chosen to support my channel, and I hope all of you, including you watching this video, have a blessed day. Bye bye!